Hello everybody. On this sunny Tuesday, I want to talk about how do I even want to start this off? Okay, so I want to talk about the fact that you can be in a relationship with someone, and I'm not only talking about romantic relationships. You can be in a partnership with somebody. You can even look at it like even with an organization, a person, an organization. You can be in a relationship with someone or something, and it can provide you benefits, and it can still be toxic. Okay, this is something that I think a lot of women don't understand. I know it took a long time for me to really get it, but I know sometimes women, or I'll say this. I'll hear people make excuses about things that are causing them strife in their life. So it could be, like I said, like a job or a person or whatever. It's causing them issues in their life. And maybe that job pays them really, really good. And maybe that best friend, knows a whole bunch of people and has introduced him to a lot of people. Or maybe their spouse, they have kids together, right? So there's an incentive to stay in that relationship. Just because there's an incentive to stay in that relationship with that job, with that person, it does not mean that it's not an abusive situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that every situation is. I'm saying that just because something is good doesn't mean there isn't some nasty shit attached to it. So like I said, a good example would be you have a sister who will watch her kids whenever you want to. Whenever she'll watch her kids, no problem. She'll just she's the best babysitter. But every time y'all get in public, she be throwing shots at you or whatever. But you may be like, well, it's my sister, I'm gonna let her make it or whatever. Over time, that can affect you, you know what I'm saying, on a physical level, and obviously on an emotional level, because that person isn't good for you. So it would really behoove you, everybody, woman, man, child, to really ask yourself if a situation is fully benefiting you 100%. 100%. I know Tyler Perry be telling people about that 80-20 bullshit. No, does it benefit you 100%? Because you can drink. I'm gonna say this: water is either fully contaminated or it's clean. It's either dirty or it's clean. People always try to I know she's my best friend, but you know what I'm saying? And I know she, throws jabs at me sometimes, or I know she's always borrowing money from me sometimes, or I always gotta drive her around, but that's my best friend. We've been best friends since we were 10. And so I'm just gonna know. And I'm gonna tell you how I know. Because I've watched people do this. I actually have a relationship in my life that I know I need to exit out of my life. And the relationship has provided me a lot of benefits. I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, this person is horrible and I hate them and they're this and they're that and they're trash. But there are certain things that they do that doesn't align with my life purpose. Do you see what I'm saying? And so I could just keep, that friendship going if I really wanted to. But I see there are certain toxic things that this person is doing. This person is more comfortable when I'm in a place where I need them, right? That makes them happy too, that I need them. So they are constantly doing different things. And I can't go into detail. I wish I could. Some of my homies know what's going on or know what happened or whatever. But, and like I said, I don't hate this person at all. They've been there for me. And that's another way how people can really fuck you up is they may have been there for you in a really fucked up time. They were there for you when they did some shit for you, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna always love her because she was there for me when I did this, okay? And then they literally, a lot of abusers, you can even ask pimps and different people and shit like that, they use that as an anchor. So even especially if you were to try to end the relationship with them, that would be something they probably say, oh, you remember when I loaned you $1,000? You remember when I did this? You remember when I picked up your kids from school? That'll be the first thing that they say. That's one of the ways you could know that they are abusive, because all of their behaviors are not positive. I don't give a fuck with nobody. People always try to make it seem like, well, people make mistakes and people have this. I'm gonna tell you how I know that's some bullshit. I've been best friends with my best friend since we were fucking 12 years old. She ain't never did no fucked up shit to me. I ain't never did no fucked up shit to her. We ain't never had an argument. Ever. To this day. Like, oh, dude, to this day. Me and her have never fallen out. We've gone months without speaking because we were busy. It was never an issue. She has been there for me. Honestly, I feel like I'm indebted to her because she's traveled to me more than I've traveled to her. Hell. But we've never had no beef. It's never been no, well, me and her fell out, you know what I'm saying, back in 9th grade. Never. I've never had an issue. And that's why I feel like when people try to tell you that certain relationships, you can tolerate a little sprinkle of abuse or a little sprinkle of bad behavior from somebody, I think that's something that you're basically just enabling further abuse. You do not have to tolerate 20% bad behavior because they're doing 80% good behavior. That's some trash. It's trash. Yeah, for real, Vaughn. That's some trash. You do not have to tolerate that. And like I said, I know that. I know people that are married and they haven't had no infidelity. They don't be arguing like cats and dogs. None of that stuff. The hard times they went through were like they lost a child, which is, I couldn't have fucking imagined. They lost their home in a natural disaster. It's not, oh yeah, Keisha stabbed me a few times. No, it's not no shit like that. It's not no, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, Dante has had a few kids on me. No, it's nothing like that at all. That's some bullshit. Like, I really want women to really understand that. And this is, like I said, it's not even just on the level of a husband or a spouse. This can be your friend. Like I said, my best friend she's never wronged me, ever. And I've never wronged her. And if she needed me, I would drop everything. And she has dropped everything for me before. You know what I'm saying? That's how somebody who really loves you, somebody who really cares about you is going to always put your needs above yourself. One of my spiritual teachers said, real love is like the love for a healthy mother toward her child. She will always make sure that you got something to eat. She's going to always make sure you got some shelter. She's going to always give you a hug when you're not feeling good. That's a real friend. And that's why, if your spouse isn't your friend, maybe that's part of the problem. But that's a person that really cares about you is going to always put your needs above you. They're not going to try to get you pregnant when you announce that you want to go into art school. Because men do that to women. I've seen dudes do that. Or I've seen women do it to men. They try, he says he's going to go to overseas to play ball, so I'm going to get pregnant. Why are you trying to impede somebody trying to move forward with their life? And I've seen men and women do it. I'm not going to even do no man, female. I've seen women and men see somebody that they care about, quote unquote, or they have romantic feelings for, get ready to take the fuck off. And instead of sitting there on the sidelines and clapping, and maybe they would have got chose if they would have been more fucking supportive. But instead of clapping, they tried to do something to anchor them there. Babies are often how people do this. Babies. I had a man while I was at Spelman. I'm gonna give you a good example, and I'm gonna tell you about these pick-me-ass bitches that tried to get me to go along with the flow. I had a dude that was in the Air Force. You all already know how military dudes are about marriage, so I'm gonna just whatever. I had a dude that I was talking to in the Air Force at the time. This man owned a home. Again, that would have been a benefit to me. He wanted a family. I wanted a family. He wanted to be married. I wanted to be married. There were benefits to this situation. Okay, there were benefits. I told him, I was very clear, I am in my 3rd year in college at Spelman. We can get engaged, but we have to get married after I graduate. I need to graduate. This is very important to me. This is, now I know Spelman was a part of my destiny, right? And I was like, I got to do this. And he was just like, no, you just need to transfer to an HBCU here. And I'm like, but it's not Spelman. I'm not transferring a damn place, right? I was just like, no. So I told him no. But that's one way, like, I've seen women get caught up on stuff like that. Well, he said he wanted to get married, girl, so I moved across the country. Okay, and then 10 years later, when, I don't know, he dies or some other stuff, you're like, oh, I never got to go to art school. I never got to finish my degree at Spelman. I never got to... Because that person was trying to take you off of your damn path any damn way. And then you skipped on off with them. You know what I mean? That is something, and that's honestly, when you're doing really good, that's really a good time to keep and people be on such a high vibration when they're doing well in life. They don't pay attention. be careful when you're doing really good in life. The people that are trying to keep you anchored. Like when I tried to move to California, I had somebody that tried to anchor me in Dallas. They tried to anchor me. And I wish I could go more into detail, but it was some really fucked up shit. But this is somebody that had always been there for me. You see what I'm saying? And I already know if things would have happened the way they wanted them to happen, they would have tried to play it off like I love you. You know what I'm saying? Hi. Oh, you're a Spelmanite. That makes sense because I love your posts. I love your brand, sis. Yeah, and they don't care about how bad it is for you. Thank you, Mahogany. They don't care about how bad it is for you because they're so focused on their ego. They're so focused on, you know what, I really want him to be mine. I'm about to do this, and this to make sure that he can't go off to Germany, or he can't, I don't know, take that job or whatever. Because they're honestly, they be so salty that you're leaving them behind, which is honestly just, I mean, that's their damn fault, because you probably elevated past them. So that's part of why you may be physically moving or choosing to do something that they don't particularly like or support. You know what I mean? I always tell people the story of when I decided I was going to return back to Spelman with my 9-month-old son. I literally had somebody come to my house and be like, what are you doing? You're making the biggest mistake of your life. Because I was about to leave and live on my own. They were so upset with me. And I was just like, whatever. And so you just have to be focused on your goal, and you don't have to bend. I don't care how a friendship relationship, I don't care for sure. You know, y'all know about family members. I don't care if it's a family member. If the things that they are telling you to do, if the behaviors that they are exhibiting are blocking you from moving forward, it's toxic. If you're sitting here saying, oh my God, you know, my cousin, I'm thinking of somebody's name. My cousin Tony is great. I love Tony. I'm going to hire her to be my assistant for my business. But then Tony always be forgetting stuff. She always be forgetting stuff. But she tells you, oh my God, I support you so much, sis. You know, I'm your assistant for your event planning business. But she always forgets little things. Some of that stuff isn't just on accident. People be trying to sabotage you. And it's easier for people to sabotage you when they're on the inside. That's why people are, family sometimes can be the worst people. Because they have easier access to you. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, passive aggressive, all of that stuff. And so you really have to be careful. So if your destiny, if your goal in life is, I'm going to be a doctor, like that's it. I'm going to medical school. That's just period. I'm not doing anything else. And that's like your lifelong goal. That's all you've ever cared about. Any guy or woman that comes across your path and tries to sabotage you with the relationship, they're toxic. Anybody who comes along your path and tries to tell you that you don't need to go to school, makes it hard for you to get to school, tries to make you doubt yourself, all of those people are toxic. And it doesn't matter if that person raised you from diapers and then they start flipping on you when you turn 17 or 18 years old and you want to leave the house. Sometimes they are just mad that you're not going to be up under their asses no more and you don't need them anymore. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you outgrow people and they try to guilt you with the fact that they've done things for you before. And it's just like, you just have to be careful of that. Like I said, if somebody isn't showing up for you 100%, and I will reiterate that, 100%, not 10% of the time, I hate this motherfucker, and 90% of the times we're good. I don't care about the 10%. No, that's how you get caught up in bullshit, like, honestly. If they aren't showing up 100%, they aren't 100% your friend all the time, they aren't 100% your spouse all the time, they don't care about you. Like, that's honest. And for some people, it's really hard for them to grasp that, because you're like, but this is my mama. But I'm married to him. You married to him, sis, but every single time you say you finna go to school to be a nurse, you get pregnant. And then you're laughing about it. Every time I go to say I'm gonna go to school, I get pregnant, huh? Maybe you need to look a little bit deeper in that. Maybe he wants to make sure that you stay in the house with them damn kids and you don't go nowhere. Maybe you want to make sure that you can't get the skills that you need to roll up out just ever if you needed to. Because if he really loved you, he would be trying to put all that money that y'all spending on kids, maybe for you to go to school. Because that's something that you say that you want to do. You see what I'm saying? It'd be shit like that. But people would be like, this is my husband. He pays all the bills. We live in this nice house. Our kids are in extracurricular activities. He takes care of me. Yeah. But he's keeping you from moving forward. Like, people do this to people all the time. Best friends, cousins. And I know that's been really weird to me, because I will say that I didn't start experiencing abusive behaviors from people until I became prepubescent. So I'll say maybe about 12 or 13 years old is when I started experiencing abuse from people. Prior to that age, I didn't experience abuse. Okay? So that, I come from a place of, like, people like my family, like, they actually treated me very well until I got to a certain age. So, again, I don't understand how people stay in situations. Like, I've had people tell me, like, for instance, the whole situation when we going to school. They were like, or even me moving to California, people were like, oh my God, you have so much guts. You have so much guts. Let me tell you what the fuck I got. I have a very low tolerance for abusive behaviors from people. That's what I have. And I've even been told by a life coach who I know her husband be beating the fuck out of her. She told me that I was running from Texas. And I was like, no, ain't nobody running from shit. I'm not happy. And I'm going to always make sure, I'm going to always prioritize myself. I'm going to always put myself first. And that was the same thing when I decided to, after I moved back to Texas to have my oldest son, and I was supposed to be getting married, me and his dad broke up, and I decided to move back. Don't hit my car, fam. Don't hit my car. I decided to go back to Spelman to finish my degree. People were just like, oh my God, you're so bold. Oh my God, you're so bold. Like, that's so savage. Like, and I mean, thank you. But I also was just like, somebody beat my ass earlier this year in front of my mama, and she didn't do shit about it. The fuck am I gonna stay here for? You know what I mean? Somebody literally had me outside pregnant, walking on the street. The fuck I'm gonna stay here for? It's not up to me. It's never been about bravery. It's been about, oh, you really think you're about to disrespect me? I always remove my presence when I feel disrespected. That's always what I do. So it's never really been about, I guess it's bravery. Maybe my sacral chakra is a little bit stronger than I thought. But that's always been my move, because like I said, I didn't grow up with people treating me like shit. It started happening when my mouth started getting real gangster with people, because I was like, you know what, you ain't shit and you ain't shit. And I know that y'all my family members, and that's when people started going in on my ass. But prior to that, no. And that's what I've always kind of been weirded out when people would tell me that I'm brave. And I'm just like, no, I'm not brave. I am completely, yes, I don't do dysfunction. Thank you, T. I don't do dysfunction at all. So it's not about that I'm brave or whatever. You got one motherfucking time. That's what I got. And I don't care if I came out of your vagina. You have one time to disrespect me, and I'm not dealing with you no more. And that's how I've always been my entire life. My entire, my mom will tell you when I was a little kid, if I got mad at her, I would be like, I'm not speaking to you right now because I'm mad. And my family would be like, damn, she is something else. And I guess once I started to become a teenager, it wasn't considered cute anymore. But I have always done that. Exactly. T, I'm the same way. I am also the black sheep of my family, because I will call out some bullshit. If I see a man jumping on a woman, I'm jumping on him too. I don't sit back and watch bull. I just can't sit back and bullshit. I can't do it. I can't. I will leave a relationship. I will do this. And like I said, I've learned over time that from other people who are cool with abuse or whatever, they'll always try to tell you to just deal with it, because that's what they would do. They're okay with the abuse. You know what I'm saying? They're okay with having a few, you know what I'm saying, staying with a husband that done cheated on them a few times. It's okay for them. So, of course, they're going to tell you, girl, just work it out. Like, of course, they're going to tell you that, because that's their experience. But like I said, I am not going to, I don't tell anybody, I don't advise anybody, I don't agree with anybody staying in a relationship that isn't 100% beneficial. If it's not, I'm getting over a cold, so y'all excuse me. But if it's not 100% beneficial, I'm not doing it. I don't care if somebody is like, oh my God, I'll marry you and I'll buy you a house. If you're going to be a damn hater when I start doing my master's degree, I don't need you in my life. Okay? I don't care if you're going to buy me a car. If you're going to call me out my name, I don't need you in my life. Period. Thank you, Spellman sister, because I be going in on the black family because we have some real issues, and I'm sick of it. And I'm tired of people who have moms and dads and aunts and uncles and husbands and wives that treat them like shit every day, and they put up with it because the Bible said. Some bullshit. I'm tired of it. I'm honestly, I feel bad for y'all because y'all always be telling me, I wish I had guts like you. I'm like, dude, my guts, my solar chakra is anti-bullshit. It's anti-fuckery. You lie to me, you disrespect me, you make me feel small, you try to keep me in a space where I can't move forward in my life. You don't care about me. I'm a mother, so I know real love. I know what real love is like. I would never do anything. I would never do anything to stop my sons from getting their education. I would never stop them from doing anything that would help their health. I would never do anything that would keep them oppressed. Because that's real love. That's what real love is. Because love really is freedom. So anybody that tries to restrict you, they are trying to hurt you. They are trying to keep you accessible to them. They're trying to keep you in a space where they can still identify with you, basically. Like, I'm actually about to do this live in my women's group about a few of these life coaches that are like, not life coach, I'm sorry, relationship coaches that keep talking about you need to cover up your entire body. You need to cover up your entire body. Why do I gotta cover up my body because you got a badass built body? Why do I gotta cover up my body because you're uncomfortable with how you look? Why do I have to cover up my body because your religion tells you that you can't do that shit? That doesn't mean shit. What's Ice-T's wife, Coco? Coco don't ever wear no damn clothes. She got a whole husband. He's wealthy. So I'm tired of these relationship gurus, level up gurus, talking about you need to cover up everything. That is a form of repression. That's a form of suppression. It's some bullshit. You don't have to cover up a damn thing. I believe you're supposed to show up 100%. If you don't like wearing clothes, damn it, that's how the hell you should meet me. Okay? Because I know I don't. And almost every man that I've met, some of them that still love me to this day, okay, and will write a check to me if I asked. They've met me when I didn't have on no clothes. I don't even understand. Okay? And if it was really that big of a deal, we wouldn't have strip clubs. So I don't want to hear that shit either. Deidre, I've had, yes, seriously, I feel you. Deidre, I know I've lost some friends too where it was just so toxic because, yeah, they only want to use, yeah, y'all have good laughs, y'all vibe, but they're not there for you when you need them, or when you need them, they throw stuff in your face. Like I said, people can do 80% good and 20% bad and still not really care about you. You know what I'm saying? That's really my point. So keep that in mind. You know, just because somebody bought you a vehicle, or because they got your nails or your hair done one or 4 or 10 times, they bought you a home. Honestly, it doesn't sometimes, if their behavior is not loving, their behavior is not loving all the way around the circle, 360 degrees, they don't care about you for real. Some people use money to manipulate other people. Some people use relationships to manipulate other people. Some use kids to anchor and manipulate other people. And you have to be wary of that. Men and women trap each other with kids, okay? So please with that, okay? There are so many different things, but that way you know that somebody really is for you, they really do care about you, they really want to see you grow, is every time you elevate to another level, they grow with you. Like I said, my best friend, I'm gonna leave it on a positive note, my best friend has grown with me. That is my motherfucking best friend, okay? Like, that is my road dog. And when we met each other, we actually didn't even like each other, which is really funny. But once we became friends, we have remained friends, and we have, like I said, I've never had to be like, I can't stand her, or I'm not talking to her right now, or none of that. I've never had to do that. Not ever in my life. Not ever in my life. I've never felt uncomfortable around her. I've never felt unwelcome around her. I've never felt judged around her. I never even have felt the energy of, I don't know if I can tell Kayla this. I've never felt like that in my life. And that's how you know that somebody really, truly cares about you, really, truly loves you. And it's the same thing with your family members. You should be able to tell your mom and your dad anything. So if they ever made you feel like you couldn't do that, there's a level of fuckery with that. Because I know as my children, as they are able to understand coming to mommy for something, I don't want it to ever be, oh shit, I can't tell her. I don't know if I could tell her. I don't ever want it to be like that. And so I'm not going to ever create that environment. See what I'm saying? My best friend has never created that environment with me. And I've never created that environment with her. We have told each other some of the most crazy shit. Some of the most crazy things that, honestly, we probably won't even ever tell anybody else. But that's because we love each other. And I know that I'm always going to have her back. And she's always going to have my back. You know what I'm saying? We are both 100. We show up in our friendship 100%. And I know that our friendship is one of the reasons why I will never settle in romantic relationships, and I won't settle in friendship relationships. And another thing with jobs too, I'm not going to settle in a job. If it's not giving me 100%, I'm not doing it. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, you just have to honestly really discern the full scope of the situation. You know what I mean? Do the whole thing. It doesn't matter if they were nice to you 6 months ago. Are they nice to you now? Is it consistent? You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm gonna say about that. Because I feel like I definitely got everything out that I wanted to say about that. But I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. And yeah, just watch my page for updates and stuff. Okay? Bye.